Welcome students on today's lecture on welded plate girdle. Now in the previous class we have discussed a few things like we have discussed about design of flanges and design of beams. So just we'll go through what all has been done till now. So these were the given data. Then design force we calculated. We arrived at the total bending moment of so much and maximum shear force of 1908 kilonewton. In the design of web, we computed the dimensions for the web according to the clause number 8.6.1.1 of IS 800 2007. We checked it for serviceability condition and buckling requirement condition. So you can see here the dimension which we were trying was 1800 by 12 for the web. It is a rectangular flat. Similarly, we did the design of flange and we computed the dimensions for it, and we are trying with 560 by 50 flange plate. Then we did the classification of section according to the table number 2. We computed the ratios B by TF, which was less than 8.4 epsilon, and hence the section was plastic. Also, we computed the bending strength. So bending strength formula MD is equal to beta B ZPZ Fi divided by gamma m naught, where beta P became 1 as it is plastic section. ZPZ was computed here according to this formula, 2 BF TF into D minus TF divided by 2, and it worked out to be 551.80 into 10 raised to 6 into Fy was 250 and gamma m naught according to the table number 5 of IS 800 2007 1.1. So we got the movement capacity as 1172.7 kilonewton meter, which was greater than the computed bending moment. Hence, it was safe. Now, today we shall see the next check, that is shear capacity of the web. So, that is given in clause number 8.4.2 to 4.2.2 in IS 800 2007. So, let us go there. So, let us move to the clause number 8.4.2.2, which gives the component for shear. So, as you can see here, this is 7.2.2. So, we'll go to 8.4.2 in the code book. So, this is the clause numbers here. These are the tables. Okay. So, 8.4.2.2. Here the strength, okay, for shear. So, 8.4 is for shear, you can see. So, we need to compute the shear capacity of the web. So, 8.4.2.2 is to be taken. So, this is 8.4, 8.4.1. So, 8.4 gives the design shear force, which is given by V is equal to less than equal to VD, where VD is the design strength. So, it is divided by the partial factor of safety, Vn divided by gamma m naught, where gamma m naught is the partial factor of safety. And 8.4.1, this nominal whatever the plastic shear is computed, that is Vn is equal to Vp, and Vp is given by area into FyW divided by root 3, where AV is the shear area and yield strength. Now, the shear area may be calculated by these formulas. So, here they have given the formulas. And the clause number 8.4.2, that is resistance to shear buckling. Now, remember, as we have discussed in this numerical, we have clearly specified there that the design will be done according to like how it will be computed. So, the bending moment will be taken by the flange portion and the shear strength will be taken by the web portion. So, we will see the clause number now. Now, here you can see resistance to shear buckling or specified. Then this is what we want to do, 8.4.2.2 shear buckling design method. So, we should design this. So, here they are clearly given the nominal shear strength Vn of webs with or without intermediate stiffeners as governed by buckling may be evaluated using one of the following methods. So we have first method, simple post critical method. Then we have the second method as well, tension field method. So we are going to solve it according to the simple post critical. method. If in the question they ask that design for tension field, then we are designing it for tension field method. Now let us see what all is there in simple post critical method. The simple post critical method based on shear buckling strength can be used for webs of I section girders with or without intermediate transverse stiffness, provided that the web has a transverse stiffness at the support. So you can clearly see here that this can be used for with or without intermediate section. Good. Now in our numerical, it is there that we are not providing any intermediate stiffness, so we are using this. So how to compute it? Let us see. So the nominal shear strength is given by Vn is equal to Vcr. Okay, where Vcr is shear force corresponding to the web buckling. So remember how it is of the web portion. So Av into tau b, where tau b is the shear stress corresponding to the web buckling determined as follows. So there are three conditions. What are those three conditions? So when lambda w less than equal to 0.8, when lambda w is less than 0.8 and greater than 0.8 and less than 1.2, and when lambda w is greater than equal to 1.2. So we have to find out lambda w and then choose the formula for tau b. Now tau b is shear stress corresponding to the web buckling determined as follows. So if lambda w is less than equal to 0.8, then tau b will be Fyw divided by root 3. Then if it is in between 0.8 to 1.2, then tau b will be 1 minus 0.8 lambda w minus 0.8 into Fyw divided by root 3. And when lambda w is greater than equal to 1.2, tau b will become Fyw divided by root of 3 lambda square. Now how do we calculate this lambda w and what it is? It is non-dimensional web slenderness ratio for buckling stress given by, so lambda w root of Fyw divided by root of 3 tau cr into E. So tau TCRE, the elastic critical stress, shear stress of the web, K V pi square E 12 into 1 minus mu square d by Tw square. So where mu is Poisson's ratio and Kv. Now this is very important, Kv. So when transverse stiffness are provided only at support, so it is 5.35. If and 4 plus 5.35 divided by C by d square for C by d less than 1, and 5.35 plus 4 C by d square for C by d greater than 1, where C and D are the spacing of transverse stiffness and depth of the web. Now this is what the IS 800 says. So this is on page number 60. So on page number 60 you get the formula and the clause number is on page number 59, 8.4.2.2. Now let us see our numerical. Now in this what is happening is, however we don't have any intermediate stiffness, so we will go with simple post critical method. So here I have written, let us use simple post critical method. Now they have used the ratio d by Tw. So remember this is everything of web only. So d is 800, Tw is 12. So just you can see the dimension. So d depth of the, this is the web portion. So depth of the web is 800 and thickness is 12. So we will find out d by Tw, which is working out to be 150 and which is less than 200 and which is also less than 345 epsilon f square. So hence which all are is right. And elastic critical stress, shear stress. So this formula tau cr we will go in reverse. So we compute. So first we compute tau c r here. Okay. So this is the formula tau c r, elastic critical stress, which is given by kV pi square E divided by 12 1 minus mu square into d by Tw square. So you can see here now this formula is written. Tau cr is equal to kV pi square E divided by 12 1 minus mu square d by Tw square. So this is given on page number 60, clause number 8.4.2.2 of IS 800 2007. Now the transverse stiffeners will be provided at supports only. Hence kV is equal to 5.35. Now you can see here in the code book they have given condition for kV. So we are providing transverse stiffness at the support, hence it is 5.35. So no need to go for these two. So the kV is nothing but 5.35. So let us substitute. So in this formula, so kV is 5.35 into pi square E. E will be given from the physical properties which are given on page number 12. Okay, physical properties for rolled section, which is 2 into 10 raised to 5. Then 12, 1 minus. Mu is Poisson's ratio, 0.3. Again, it is given in the ratio. It is given in the physical properties on page number 12. Into d by tw square. Here we have found out d by tw is 150. So here we substitute 150. So 150 square. So this is working out to be 42.98 Newton per mm square. So 42.98 Newton per mm square. So now according, let us go to the code book. So we have computed the tau CR, which is working to be 49.28 98 Newton per m square. So what is the next step? Let us see the code. So we have the value of this now. So this has to be substituted here, and we have FIW. So we can calculate lambda W here. Lambda W. Okay. So let us substitute. So lambda W, how we get lambda W is equal to root of FIW divided by root 3 tau C R into E. So we have computed here tau CR, which we got it as 42.98. So let us substitute. So lambda W is equal to root of FIW divided by root of 3 tau CR into E. So root of FIW is nothing but yield stress of the web. So the web is a hot roll section, so it is 250 divided by root 3 into 42.98. So which is working out to be 1.83. Say we will round it off to 1.8. Now let us see what is there in the code. Now we also got lambda W is equal to 1.83. Now we have to find out the shear force. So we need tau B. This tau B is nothing but shear stress corresponding to the web of buckling. So now we have lambda W is equal to 1.8. So we have ranges there. Lambda W less than equal to 0.8, lambda W in between 0.8 to 1.2, lambda W greater than 1.2. So our value is working out to be 1.83. So 1.83 is obviously greater than 1.2. Hence, we have to use this formula. So shear stress corresponding to the web buckling, according to the 3, lambda W is equal to greater than 1.2. So our value is 1.83. Hence, tau B is equal to FIW divided by root 3 of lambda W square. So let us see. So as it is greater than 1.2, tau B is equal to FIW root 3 lambda W square. So 250 divided by root 3 into 1.80. We can even substitute 1.83. There is no harm in it. We have rounded it off. So it is 44.55 Newton per mm square. So we got the value of tau B also. Let us go into the code book. So tau B we got. So this can be substituted. So we will find out VCR, shear force corresponding to the web buckling, which is given by AB into tau B. So if you see what is AB, it is nothing but the shear area of the web. So let us see. So shear force corresponding to the web buckling is given by VCR into AB into tau B. So AB is what? Nothing but the dimension. So here you can see in the diagram, if you see, this is the web, and what is the dimension of the web? It is a rectangular section, so it is 1800 by 12. So that is the area of the web. So we will substitute area of the web as that only. So it will be T into TW into tau B. So 1800 into 12 mm thickness into, we have computed 44.55 Newton per meter square. We will convert it to Newton, kilonewton. So is equal to 962.28 kilonewton. So what is happening here? Our shear force acting on the beam, which is initially calculated here, you can see is 1908 kilonewton. So we'll just go back. So here you can see the maximum shear force is 1908. So obviously whatever we are designing, that should be greater than 1908. But what is happening here? We got the less value. We got 962.28 kilonewton. As shear force acting already due to the loads and all is 1908. Hence it is unsafe. So hence we should revise the section. Now if a revision of the section is there, what we should revise? So if we increase the web depth, so I will take you to the diagram. So if you increase the web depth, so what will happen? It will make more buckling. So I have to increase with the thickness. So remember always, don't increase with the depth first, go with the width first. So width will be thickness of the web. So here we have clear vision, hence revise the section, that is web thickness, from 12 mm to 16 mm. So the new values of tau CR, again as we change the dimension from 12 mm to 16 mm, So our web dimension will become as 1800 mm by 16 mm. So we have to repeat the procedures, all these procedures. That is according to the code book. Let us tell you. So again, we have to calculate kV, we have to calculate tau CR, then lambda W. Again, we have to check out of this what is satisfied. Then we have to calculate tau B, and we have to substitute here and get the value of BCR, which should be greater than 1908 kilonewton. So let us see. So new values of tau CR, lambda W, tau B, VCR are calculated. So D by TW will change. Earlier it was 800 by 12. So now it is 800 by 16, which is working out to be 112.5. So tau CR, as we know, this is 5.35. Let us see to the formula. So kV is 5.35. This is the formula. Pi square E is 2 into 10 raised to 5. 12, 1 minus 0.3, and d by tw has changed now. It is not 150, it is 112. So 112.5. So substituting, we got 76.41 Newton per mm square. Okay, 76.41 Newton per mm square. So we got tau here. So this will substitute here, and we'll get lambda w. So lambda w is given by root of fyw divided by root of tau cr. So let us see here. So lambda w is equal to root of fyw divided by root 3 tau cr. So it is 250 divided by root 3 into this value 76.41, which is 1.374. So we will take it as 1.37. So we got lambda w as 1.37. Again, you can see it is greater than 1.2. So the formula for calculating shear stress of the web for buckling is tau b is equal to fyw root of 3 lambda square. So let us see. So lambda w is calculated. So tau b is nothing but fyw root 3 lambda w square. So it is 250 root 3, and this value 1.374 also you can see. So 1.37 square, which is working out to be 76.90 Newton per mm square. So we got the value of tau b here, tau b. So last we have to calculate VCR, shear force corresponding to the wave, AV into tau b. Again, area of the web, AV is area of the web, so it is D into TW. So D into TW into tau b. Now we have changed the TW, hence it will be 1800 into 16 into 76.9 into 10 raised to minus 3. So it is working out to be 2214.7 kilonewton, which is greater than 1908 kilonewton, hence safe. So the further design we will see in the next class. But just we will go through like what all we have done for today. So today we have done with the check for shear. So remember, for the check for shear, you need the ratio of D by TW. Check it, then calculate the elastic critical shear stress tau CR, C kV. What is the kV? E and mu according to the E and mu according to the physical properties. T by TW we have already computed, substitute it, get the value. So after getting the value, we have to calculate lambda W. So substitute this tau CR value in this here. Then we will get lambda W. Once this is lambda W, check whether it is in between where the range is. So obviously it is one greater than 1.2. So substitute here value and shear force. So area of the web is nothing but D by TW, and check. So this is how we have computed the check for shear capacity of the lead girder. So we will see the further design part and the checks in the next class. Thank you. Thank you.